Hi, good evening. It's Mark Wilkinson here. It's 7:30 p.m. here in the UK. It's Sunday evening. We've had a particularly busy weekend, and I'm definitely feeling the pace a little bit, but I want to make sure I'm here. We've got Ask Mark Anything tonight. Lots of great questions have been sent in this week, and I'm really pleased to answer these questions for you. Each week we get lots of great questions come in, and some answers that I can come up with that I think are going to help, basically. So let's go through a few things as we go through this evening. So just to give you an update, obviously we go live 5 times a week. We didn't do last Saturday. We didn't do last night, Saturday night, because we were out and about all day. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But essentially on Sunday nights is Ask Mark Anything, and then 8 a.m. tomorrow we do Monday Motivation. Tuesday evening we do Life Room Examples. So I've got chapter 5 that we're going to talk about next. And then I normally jump on Wednesday morning and do Well Done Wednesday. And 7:30 p.m. this Wednesday evening, we've got Straight Talking Live with the CEO and co-founder of Equilibria, Lewis Senior. Now, I talk about Equilibria a lot. It's a tool that I've used, and the e-colors are a tool that I've used regularly for the last 10 years to help create my success by understanding more about myself. So we're going to have a fascinating chat on Wednesday evening with Lewis. That's going to be great. We had a really successful day yesterday. One of the questions that came in this week was, what does success mean to you? I'll talk a bit about that in a moment. We had a really successful day yesterday. We had a photo shoot up in London at the Ministry Members Bar, which was excellent. Went really, really well. I'm looking forward to seeing the results. And then yesterday evening, with a few friends, socially distanced fun, we went up on the roof at the Prince of Wales in Brixton with Norman J, MBE. And Norman was excellent as ever, playing some fantastic tunes. We had a great night. So it was really nice just to see a few friends and enjoy ourselves. So really well done to those guys for doing such a great job. Success for me, it just means happiness, inner peace, living to my purpose, which is something that I'm really strong on, and I do that every day. Giving my energy, as much energy as I can, even when I feel a bit tired like this evening, and also receiving gratefully and keeping smiling, and that could be receiving anything, good vibes, bookings, anything it could be. But at the end of the day, just receiving really, really gratefully and giving lots of energy. I've had a great week this week as well. We had a meeting in the week with Marcy Shimoff from The Secret. I was a little bit in awe of her, to be honest. At the end of the day, she's been doing self-development books and seminars for many, many years. And she's a fantastic woman. It was great to meet her. She's promised an endorsement for Life Remixed. So I'm over the moon with that. That would be fantastic. We're aiming for Bob Proctor as well. We've got Judy O'Byrne and Peggy McColl and so many people that are going to be giving us testimonials and endorsements. It's amazing. I've also got 3 parts to the forward, as you know. I've been asked to explain that a couple of times. Well, there's 3 parts. There's Danny Ramplin, Lewis Senior, who we're going to interview on Wednesday, and Kevin Green. Danny, because he's known me since I was a young man, a very young DJ. So he's seen the full journey. Lewis for the last 10 years, because he's seen me develop and improve into someone that can end up sitting with CEOs just as easily as sitting with the workers and doing all the good stuff as well. So Lewis has seen me go on a big journey and a big shift. And then Kevin, of course, in the last 3 years, who I've got very, very close with, work with, coach clients with, do so many great things with Kevin, and he's opened the door to many strategies in business, which has uplifted us to a great level. So all 3 of those are really vital people to have as writing forwards to the book. So that's exciting. This is all success. It's all success related. Last Wednesday, I interviewed Jason Cundy. I've got some trolls on Twitter, so I must be doing something right. I must have some kind of success if I'm getting trolled. I call Jason Cundy a Chelsea legend. Now, he's a legend around our way. He's a great young player, and he got moved on too soon. But it's a great interview. Overcoming adversity. If you want to know anything about overcoming adversity, watch the Jason Cundy interview we did on Straight Talking last Wednesday. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Other things I learned in the last week around success. There's 3 things that lead to your success. And these are really important. First of all, make it your intention. So when I talk about purpose, vision, and goals, that's your intention. That's what you're going for. Then give it your attention. Really important to give it full attention so you get focused and get successful. And the third one, no tension. Relax the shoulders, keep nice and calm, no tension. So that's really good. I got that from Marcy Shimoff and Lisa Nichols this week, which I love. Absolutely wonderful. So as I say, success means to me just that inner peace, that happiness, but also being able to share it with other people as well. We're selling Life Remix pre-sales. If you go to markwilkinsonofficial.com/shop, there's lots of people ordering. So thank you all over there on Instagram. Thank you on all the other socials over here. Absolutely over the moon with the pre-sales already. The book's not out until February, but people ordering signed copies, which is fabulous. The subtext, looking beyond the dance to face the music, because that's what basically had to happen, right? It's full of strategies. There's lots of good times. There's lots of sad times, and then there's lots of how we recovered or how I recovered. And the strategies are all in Life Remix for you. So I want you to enjoy those strategies and use them in your own lives. At the end of the day, they're not exclusive to me. It's just how I've gone from some real bad pain points in my life. Followed strategies and got myself there. So vital stuff. Yes, we're going to keep going. Here we go. Lewis has chimed in. Thank you, Lewis. Success can be measured by eternal return on investment. Very true. How diversified is one's portfolio of investment from their life? Absolutely, Lewis. Thank you. I really appreciate that feedback. Yeah, absolutely. I think at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you're living a happy life. You're giving as much of your energies as you possibly can, and then just enjoy the success. I wake up every morning a happy man these days. It wasn't always that way, and I had to learn it. So I've got a few more questions that have come in throughout the week. This one's an interesting one. I've got about four kind of quite deep questions. So let's cover them together. I have addiction problems. Can you help? Well, that was obviously an interesting question, because I had many addiction problems myself when I was a younger man, particularly. And yes, I can help. Of course, I can help. There are some absolutely cast iron strategies that, if you implement them, you can start to move past addiction. In some ways, I shifted my addictions a little bit from negative things that were taking me down into more positive things. Then when I started running marathons, I just got addicted to something that was healthier, that got me in a better place, that got my body feeling better, that got me fitter and stronger. And that was vital. And then after that, I've been able to make that shift towards a more kind of reasoned and sensible life. But I heard this great quote, and I think it's fantastic. It's not the alcohol or drugs that make the addict. It's the need to escape reality. Now, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Is that what we're doing? A lot of people, if we overdrink, if we overtake drugs, etc., is that where we end up, escaping reality? I think it's quite possible. It's quite possible. I had a good discussion with some of the guys I was out with last night about this as well. You can enjoy anything in moderation, of course, but ultimately, if you get into addictive behaviors, the need to escape reality, there's something going on there, and it's something that we can work on. It's something that we can work on to improve and change our lives. So really, really important that we look at that, and I'll be sharing strategies as we go through the weeks with this, of course. But I wish you well, obviously, on that journey, because addictions can be self-destructive, and I wish you well in the shift. Okay, the next question. I think self-development is all a scam. What do you think? Okay, well, that was a tough question. I find it interesting. I think that perhaps that person who said that question is perhaps not ready to take in information, to actually get to a place where things can change and you can actually make a difference. But I find it interesting why any person would reject self-development. I mean, why would you reject something that's actually about just you improving your results? That's all I did. People gave me good strategies and good information. I read their books. I got myself into a good place, and then I practiced it. I took action, and I improved my results, and I continue to improve every single day. It's not an accident. It's something that I've committed to, and every single person can do it. So every person can improve their results. Everyone, the top CEOs down to the guy that's doing the cleaning. I don't know, but at the end of the day, everyone can improve their results. We all can. So it's important that we all respect each other, and then we find ways, we make that decision within ourselves to actually like uplift ourselves and develop ourselves. It's the same as going to the gym for the physical, isn't it? It's the mental agility and improving yourself. I read this quote and I loved it. It said, "Inner peace begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or event to control your emotions." Let me say that again. Inner peace begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or event to control your emotions. Really important. I have clients all the time. They're getting sort of tossed around on the sea. They're up and down here and there. And it's okay because we bring them back down and we get them focused and we get them moving forward towards that inner peace where you can actually realize that you are in control of it. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your ship and the master of your fate. So I hope that helps. Self-development is a positive thing. It's worked for me. It will work for you. You can reject it. You can accept or reject. But once you accept something and you start to work with it, you can really start to see some great results. Okay, another question here. I keep messing up relationships. What can I do? Yeah, tick. Yeah, I've been there. I've messed up many relationships when I was younger. And this question, I think, was more towards an intimate relationship, like a partner. And I can understand that, of course, as well. I'd say a relationship is more than just trying to find that right person. We're always looking for that right person, aren't we? That person to complete us, that person to make us whole and help us and uplift us. I understand that, of course I do. However, it's about being the right person first. I took time. Took time between some relationships that I was in that I messed up, and I was like, well, I need to stop this, and I need to become a better person. Once I became a better person, that's how I met my wife and put myself into a wonderful marriage. The bottom line is that I was ready. I was the right person. So I wasn't looking around. I was just being the right person. And then obviously I met a wonderful person as well. So really important that you work on yourself. Again, everything starts with the individual, everything. One other thing I would say about this is don't cling to a mistake just because you made a long time making it. It takes a strong person to stand up and say, I've made a mistake. It could be the wrong job, the wrong relationship, whatever it is. But essentially, do as best you can, give as much energy as you can, and then obviously don't just cling to mistakes just because you made you took a long time to make them. Okay, really, really important. Hi, Mark, Facebook user. Who's that? Let's see who that is. I've got a few people coming up here. I've got Emma, Mark, and Dale. They're joining us, That's great. Thanks, guys. Great to have you here. If you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, you can authorize StreamYard to be able to for me to be able to see your name in the chat box. But for the meantime, of course, do keep popping any questions or anything you want to say in the chat box there as well. I'm here every Sunday at 7 p.m. As you know, 7:30 p.m. I should say. We moved it back half an hour so I could relax after mid-dinner. But anyway, so a couple of questions there about addictions, about self-development and relationships. Those are all good. I'll just have a quick drink. Another question came in. It says, you talk a lot about not being affected by things going outside of you. How is this possible? Yeah, I would have said the same thing. Probably 15 years ago or so. I would have said, yeah, I'm just, things are going on and I'm just getting pushed around in life and I don't really have a lot of control of what's going on. I decided to change that belief and I decided to understand the real truth, which was actually that I could affect my results, my circumstances. I think it was Napoleon said, circumstances, I make them. Great quote. But yes, so you talk a lot about being affected by or not being affected by things going on outside of you. How is this possible? Okay, so what I would say is the answer for me is it takes time, commitment, mental strength, and understand that everyone else on this planet is just doing the best they can with the information that they have right at this moment. And when you sort of got to get your head around that, you can start to forgive people for not acting how perhaps you would think you would like them to act, and you can start to move past it. And then all of a sudden, things sort of tend to start bouncing off you, become a bit more resilient because you're like, well, they're just doing their best. Okay, you don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to love it. At the end of the day, you can just forgive them and let them get on with it. And you can focus on yourself because that's the important thing. This is your journey. I see a lot of people spending a lot of time trying to like stick their oar into lots of things that, excuse me, they really shouldn't. They really don't need to do that. You know, let's look at ourselves. Let's get ourselves happy, healthy, and wealthy. Then we can go out and give great energy, which is what it's all about. So, what I would say is when you do all these things, I was talking to some friends last night when we were out and talking about a few other quotes. Comparison is the thief of joy, and what anyone else thinks of you is none of your business. These things are powerful. They're really powerful. When the penny drops, I must have heard those things loads of times before the penny dropped, by the way, which is why I repeat them, because repetition is mastery. There'll be someone out there now, when I say comparison is the thief of joy, the penny will drop and they'll suddenly go, oh, hang on a minute. If I stop comparing myself to that person, I'm going to feel more joyful. Wonderful. You know, that's what it's about. Repetition is mastery. Keep going, keep going, keep going. These things are the most important things you'll ever do. The amount of creative time that we waste thinking about what other people are thinking. I mean, I wasted loads, and I know I connect with a lot of people about that. So it's really important that you start to, like, you know, progress and get forward and read some great books. I've got the last chapter of As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Tiny little book, really powerful, old school book, 120 years old, maybe more. He talks in here about serenity. It's the last chapter. He says, calmness of mind is one of the most beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is the result of long and patient effort in self-control. Its presence is an indication of ripened experience and of more than an ordinary knowledge of the laws and operations of thought. Really, really powerful stuff. It says here, the calm man, having learned how to govern himself, knows how to adapt himself to others, and they in turn revere his spiritual strength and feel that they can learn from him and rely upon him. The more tranquil a man becomes, by the way, this is written old school, so it's a person, it's not just a man. The more tranquil a person becomes, the greater is their success, their influence, and their power for good. Even the ordinary trader will find their business prosperity increase as they develop a greater self-control and equanimity, almost equilibrium, Lewis. For people who will always prefer to deal with a person whose demeanor is equable. The strong person is always loved and revered, like a shade-giving tree in a thirsty land. Who does not love a tranquil heart, a sweet-tempered, balanced life? It's beautiful stuff. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. I printed it out and I have it on my vision board and it's around me. Get calm, get serene. You know, Bob Proctor has a thing that says calm down and then speed up. And it's true. The calmer I am, the faster I'm going and the more successful I'm being. It's so, so important. Wondering if top-level soccer players are as motivated to play their best when there's no crowds. That's an interesting question, Lewis, isn't it? I heard yesterday at the Manchester derby. I didn't see it, but it was a 0-0 draw. And I think Manchester United have got something up behind the goal, which says football is nothing without the fans. The fans are a huge, huge energy. You know, that energy when there's only a few places that we can do these kind of celebrations, by the way. There's a few places where it happens. Definitely happens at a Tony Robbins seminar when everyone's jumping up and down and going for it. It happens at football when there's a goal scored and everyone celebrates the goal and everyone's up. Well, you know, a lot of people celebrate a goal. And the other place is music, is nightclubs and DJing and stuff like that, where music uplifts people and it gets people really, really going. And these are moments in life. And when I was fortunate enough to stand in front of a few thousand people as a DJ and play records and see them uplifted to their highest high, absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, I mean, when it was an empty club, when I was DJing to an empty club, if I was warming up or there wasn't many people there that night or whatever it was, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder because there's no one there to appreciate. So you feel less appreciated, less motivated. So it is a fascinating thing. I mean, fair play to the Premier League. They've kept going, obviously, with the testing and everything else that they can do. So I think it's great that the football is there. I think it's going to be even better when fans can come back into the games fully. Although that doesn't look like it'll be anytime soon. Maybe by the spring, we'll see. But look, here's a few things that we've been talking about. We've been talking about questions and answers. There's been some great questions that have been sent in this week. I've been looking at all the pain points of life that we cover in Life Remixed. So we've got pain points of anxiety, doubt, and fear and worry. Of course, people can suffer with these. I certainly suffered with plenty of them when I was a younger lad. But I learned a lot of coping strategies, and all of these are in Life Remixed. Depression. I learned a lot about depression, and depression being anger turned inwards. Really, really interesting when I started to study depression. My dad certainly suffered with depression when I was a kid. So I learned a lot about that. And one of the things I learned was to be happy for no reason. Just be happy for no reason whatsoever. You don't need a reason to be happy. Happiness is in you. And all you've got to do is just find it and enjoy it, right? Disease, we talk about disease, of course, as well, and I always hyphenate that word now. But we learn to optimize our mental and physical health and learn the mind-body connection. All of that is in the book as well. So that's exciting. And I share this strategy. So I share these strategies because they've helped me, and I want them to help other people. And that's the bit that I buzz about. It's the bit I love. Divorce or relationship problems, well, we covered that in one of the questions just a moment ago, but it's all about hi Des, how you doing, mate? It's great to have you on board. We talk about relationships. Your relationship's your foundation. It's your absolute foundation. Once you've got your relationship solid, then you can absolutely get into a creative space. And so for me, it's about creating harmony in every relationship in your life, and that's one of the things that we focus on in Life Remixed as well. And the last one, money and career change. So many people I talk to have such I don't want to say weird, have a different kind of relationship with money. I used to have a bad relationship with money. As far as I was concerned, money was the boss, and I was always trying to chase it and chase it and chase it. And what I've discovered as I've got older is that it's absolutely incorrect. It was the way I was taught, but it's absolutely incorrect. Money comes because you put good energy out in the world. You put good energy out, you succeed, people want to be around you. And we live in a world of opportunities. We live in a world of opportunities. So many things are available to all of us. If we just get out of our own way, if we just get the thoughts and the negative stuff out of the way, and we actually open ourselves up, the future, it can be whatever we create it to be. So that's been Ask Mark Anything. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a little bit shorter one this evening because I was out last night. I need an early night tonight. But remember, I'll be back in the morning for some Monday motivation at 8 a.m. Here in the UK. That's GMT. And then Tuesday evening, we're doing Life Remix Samples, which is chapter 5 this week. So that's going to be good. From memory, it's called I Want to Thank You, chapter 5. So we're going to be talking a lot about the power of gratitude in there as well, and how it changed my life completely, like night and day. And then 8 a.m. Wednesday, I'll turn up for a Well Done Wednesday. And then 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday evening this week, I'm really looking forward to talking to Lewis Senior, who's the CEO and co-founder of Equilibria and the E-Colors. Absolutely wonderful self-development tool, self-awareness tool. It's helped me build better relationships. It's helped me climb the ladder in the corporate world. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. And I'm going to be talking to Lewis about it and how he created it, because it's going to be a fascinating year. Des says 2021 is going to be great. Yes, you're absolutely right, Des. It is. We're going to bounce back 100%. And I know what you're talking about. I'll be ringing you tomorrow morning to discuss about live streaming in London on Tuesday evening when we do Live Remix Samples. So yeah, look, it's been great. Thanks so much for being here. Do keep in touch throughout the forthcoming week. I'm wishing you all lots of happiness and love, and have a wonderful Sunday evening. Feel free to share these videos. They're all over my Mark Wilkinson official YouTube channel, as well as through all of the pages on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and everywhere. So I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you throughout the week. Have a wonderful week and a great evening. Cheers, guys. Thank you.